Alright, time for the next match in the Battle Revolution tournament. In the previous video, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it now because I'm going to spoil the result in a few seconds. Akko versus Van Grans. Super close, very exciting. Akko ended up taking that. Dialga used Hydro Cannon on Lucario, took it out. That was very close. Any good move for the past 6 turns could have finished it. Akko won it in the end 1-0. Well, in this match, we're not yet going to find out who her opponent will be. We're not going to do match 2 as match 2. We're actually going to go to the final match in the bracket. If I remember, I'm going to put the brackets on screen right here, or edit something in where I show the brackets. We're going to do a match between someone from Group C and someone from Group D, which could be Darrett versus Flash, the match that is would decide Akko's opponents, but I want to build a bit of suspense and not reveal that yet, so we're actually going to go to the final match in the bracket. That'll be between the winner from Group D, Damien, against number 2 from Group C, Matt. Going to see which of those two will move on to the semi-final. Actually, Damien and Matt, I'm gonna look up something while I select the battle passes, but who wants to go to Stargazer Coliseum? Not Magma yet, but we're gonna go to Stargazer. Check these rules once more, they should be all good. Yeah, everything good. Confirm. It is indeed Stargazer Coliseum, which we will 100% see again in the final. We won't see in the semis. But 2 more options, I suppose, for you, because you don't know the rest of the Coliseums yet. For the other 2 quarterfinal match for Magma, and then the options for the 2 semi-final match, and bronze still available for Magma, and then the final will be Stargazer Coliseum. Alright, Damien is the team with the Spirit 2. Where's the team that starts with the Spirit? Is it this one? Spirit 2, Umbreon, Bronzon. Then Empoleon. It's Manatron. Yes, that is this team. Okay. And then their opponent, the number 2 from Group C, but someone who is still very, very impressive with their team, what they've shown. Matt needs to be removed, only space for 1 Dialga and Giratina here. Or do you mean there's only space for 1 team that has 6 legendary Pokemon on it? Because that's the case as well. You have 6 legends, Matt has 6 legends. 2 of them happen to match in Giratina and Dialga. Dialga, Lugia, Giratina, okay, that's Matt. Okay, I've checked what I wanted to check. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second match here in the quarterfinals of the Pokemon Battle Revolution Metronome Tournament. Introducing first. He hails from Veilstone City and has won Group D by winning all 3 of his matches. It's Damien! And Damien's opponent, the challenger, hailing from Canalave City, the 2nd place trainer from Group C. It's Matt! Everyone ready? Auk isn't ready. He's now gonna switch on the lights. Haha. Almost forgot about that. I thought about that at the start of the previous match, but I wanted to do it because it was a bit too dark. But I'm happy I switched it on now. I remembered. I want to see her in total darkness. Timer is ready to go. Damien versus Matt. it started. And I will start the timer once this fade out is gone. Go. Stargazer. I'll beat you for sure. Now I'll play you. Let's see what they'll do. Alright, Damien, Spiritomb, and Umbreon. Dialga versus Lugia on the other side.
Wow, giant Pokemon sure do make this Coliseum look tiny.
Poketopia Championship and the big Monsters battles are held here. Let's give these people here a good show.
It hit 2 Pokemon at once.
Worthy of the quarterfinals, worthy of Top Cut. To get people excited for the finals that will be taking place in this Coliseum as well.
The move fails. Solid hit, but this is not a favorable matchup. Spiritomb cannot move.
Flinch on Spiritomb doesn't get to
battle
move.
is unfolding in the Coliseum.
Nothing huge. No Lunar Dance yet.
Lugia starts to attack. Hit.
Just little bits of damage. Pretty defensive. Umbreon is defensive. 110 defense, 130 base special defense. Vital Throw.
Dialga
Doesn't work on Ghosts.
still can't pull
It wasn't a
off.
normal move, but still, it doesn't work on Ghosts. 3 immunities in Spiritomb, that can be very strong. Pretty good base stat total on that Spiritomb. And it's its immunities. That can work out really well. Here comes Brick Break. And that looks to be on the Dialga, so that's super effective instead of resisted.
A brilliant hit.
Pretty good hit. It's a pretty good hit. It's better than a lot of other attacks that could have happened. But there could always be that one huge move. An explosion, a Hydro Cannon, I don't know, an Arrow Blast from Lugia that could completely change the game.
Uses its move.
Rest. Wasn't dealt that much damage, but decided to rest. Be unable to attack for 2 turns, which, considering how little it healed, won't be minded that much by Damien. Make him Surf from Dialga.
An intense attack.
Bit of damage on Lugia,
Was
a little
also
bit
hit.
more on Umbreon. Probably the most on Spiritomb. Octazooka.
Hit, but this
Yeah,
is
that's
not a
resisted
favorable matchup.
by Dialga, but the accuracy could be lowered. Thunder Shock, little bit of
Being
damage.
ganged up on.
Does the resisted moves. Take a shot every time Alka says, doesn't work on Ghosts. Yeah, I say that every time. Although, drink responsibly, please. Like, I personally don't drink at all. I refuse to drink any kind of alcoholic drink.
Lugia won't wake up.
But if you enjoy it, feel free to do it. I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm only gonna stop you if
Umbreon
you're going
uses its
really
move.
crazy. Otherwise, feel free to go with it. Ooh, block yet one of those useless moves, just like Splash. It's as useless as Splash, and we've seen it more than Splash, I think, especially in recent times. Charge, increase special defense.
Its special defense rose.
If an electric move comes
Heated
next,
battle is unfolding
for
in the
Ghost Grave, it's
Coliseum.
doubled in power. I think that's even the case when it's called by Metronome. Not 100% sure though. Or if it only looks for the actual move selected, in which case it's
Lugia
Metronome.
still can't move.
Dialga's ready to score some crits. Let's see. Earthquake doesn't work on flyings.
Earthquake tears open the
Crit on
ground.
Spiritomb.
That was excellent teamwork.
There's one of those crits you were talking about. The only thing I think immunity I think we haven't seen in action is electric on ground.
It hits.
Maybe we have and I just don't remember. Flying was the other one I wasn't sure about, but definitely had it happen here. Levitate being in effect has been seen a couple of times. Razor Leaf, critical hit on both. A Unfortunately for Spiritomb, that's resisted.
Outcome is still up in the
Yeah,
air.
wow,
Who
called it
will
with a crit
reach
there.
for
You did
victory
indeed.
first?
Meanwhile, Lugia's been asleep for a while. It's back awake, and it got hurt by leaves, which it doesn't accept, so it's going to use Dragon Rush.
The move
But that's like
fails.
75, 80%, I think 75% accurate. It missed. Sweet Sense, lowering the evasion of the opposing two Pokemon.
Its evasiveness fell.
So, not great of a turn for Matt. We'll see if Damien can capitalize and bring in some good moves. It's not, it's really weak and bug. Just like Leech Life.
Its attack missed. Both corners are carefully examining their opponent.
It's a huge move for Spiritomb there, but unfortunately it didn't connect with it. Would have been nice if it did. For Damien, anyway. Psych up, and it takes Spiritomb stat changes, which is +1 special defense because of the charge. Spider Web! It's the other most useless move that isn't called Splash. Just like Block. Sharpen. Increase attack from Umbreon. So the defensive Pokemon is going to go attacking now? Just use Toxic on Lugia. Just use Toxic. Will-O-Wisp. Mud Bomb. That's super effective.
A smashing blow.
Pretty sure that's the same animation of Octazooka
Its
with a bit of
accuracy
mud.
fell.
And obviously a different color.
Not much has
Probably the
happened.
ball
Who will
forming
change
that looked
things
very
up?
similar to the Octazooka that Umbreon used earlier.
Lugia uses its move.
Ooh, Lugia, now lowered speed, but increased attack and defense, and also that special defense that it copied from Spiritomb. When are we going to see that first KO? Is it here? Blaze Kick on Spiritomb.
Slammed him.
Critical hit! Critical kill
It
in
couldn't take
your
him.
face.
It's down.
First KO coming after 7 minutes 20 seconds. Took quite a long time. Kinesis and Sync trying to lower the accuracy of one of the opposing Pokemon, but doesn't actually have the accuracy to hit the move. Here comes the bell.
Bronzor is sent out. The red corner has the lead when comparing the number of remaining Pokemon, but we still can't predict the outcome of the battle. Dialga starts to attack.
Stomp. Decent move, could flinch them.
Hit. The move fails. Umbreon cannot move.
And it was indeed a flinch. Umbreon won't be able to move the bell. Metronome for the first time into tackle.
The move can't hit.
I was about to say it doesn't work on Ghost, but there's no Ghost on the other side, so it doesn't work if it misses.
What kind of developments can we expect to see next?
Dark Ball's good move.
Solid hit.
Not on the
But
right
this is
Pokemon.
not a favorable matchup.
Not that Bronzong would have taken that much more damage, although it's normal effective on it. Remember, it's normal effective on it, not super effective because in this generation Steel still resisted Ghost and Dark. Not flinch this time. Ensign gets a move off. Hidden Power, which is always 70 power Dark.
What an impressive attack.
With a critical hit, a lot of damage to Lugia. Hidden Power is special though, so it wasn't able to make use of the physical attack increase from, well, the attack increase from Sharpen. Bronzong still unable to really get something going. N-Sync could do something fancy, but it has low HP. Also, the critical hit was not just double power, double damage, but it also ignored the the special defense increase that's on that Lugia that it copied from the charge from Spiritomb. Magnet Bomb, very little damage. Dialga instantly transforming into Umbreon, which overall lowers its stats a bit. HP is the only stat that doesn't get KO'd. Ooh, Judgment is not resisted by Dialga anymore because now an Umbreon. HP, the only stat that isn't copied. If it would have been copied, then that Dialga would have now been down. Gastro Acid, stopping pressure is the ability, but pressure doesn't do anything anyway.
Well,
Not in Metronome battles.
still have a chance to win this. Who's going to take the glory?
Damien should be happy Blastburn didn't hit Spirit Zoom could move. Oh yeah, that was a couple of turns ago. Could be, but Blast Burn could have still been very big damage. Why on earth would a legendary transform? Because another legendary is much better, and I'm pretty sure transform also copies stat changes.
Slammed him.
So that's a +1 attack Umbreon.
It couldn't take it. It's
And that's now the only Umbreon on the field. 6-4 lead for Matt. So the group winner, Damien, now behind by 2. Akko, the previous match's winner, was only ahead by ahead or behind by 1 Pokemon. There was never a 2 Pokemon difference.
Its speed fell.
There was always 1 Pokemon difference if there was a difference. A lot of times it was Van Grans leading, then Akko at one point, and then tied again, and then Akko took it in the end. Weather Ball, bits of damage, but it's not much. Lugia's close to being KO'd, but it's not there yet. Here comes Pengu.
Empoleon is sent out. The red corner currently leads.
Let's check
Can
transform.
they end this quickly?
To use current type, current stat modifications, move, species, and cry. Now, all stat modifications,
The Pokemon
including
are
negative
waiting
ones
their
by the looks of
trainer's
things, and I do believe that was indeed the case. So, if you have a Pokemon with Belly Drum active, therefore +6 physical attack, use Transform on it, you get that free +6 attack. If your Pokemon got Sand attacked the opponent, you use Sand attack 3 times, and the opposing Pokemon, and then you transform into it, you have that -3 accuracy. So there's a +1 attack on that Umbreon. Skill swap! So that's Torrent now on Lugia, but I wonder if it's still... Yeah. Torrent might still be suppressed, because Gastro Acid is still active, I think. Jump kick, it hits! And with an increased attack stat, that only does half. I know Umbreon doesn't have the best attack stat, it's 60 or 65 base attack, but with an increased attack stat, I thought that would do more than just half. Dragon Claw from Empoleon, and there's the first KO on Matt's side of the field. Fake Umbreon is down. It was a Dialga. Score now 5-4. But Matt still has a lot of legendaries to come. So Damien needs to show what they got. They've beaten a team with legends before.
Hurled by Seismic Toss.
Ooh, Seismic Toss takes to the Lugia. Meanwhile, I say he's beaten a team with legends before, but that's not actually the case because he wasn't in a group with legends. He was in a group with Misty, Flash, and Shobin. Was it? Yeah, Misty, Flash, and Shobin. No, that's not the case. Wait, I'm really getting confused. Damien, one group. D. Yeah, that's Misty, Flash, and Shobin. Go, Matt! I mean, go, Damien! And yeah, in this turn, it suddenly became a 4-4 score. In terms of HP, it'll still be Matt's in the lead, but not by that much of a difference at this point. Here come Twilight and Rainbow.
Ho-Oh is sent out.
The Dialga is gone, Akko. Now let's see what Damien's team can do against the Giratina that you wanted to see taken out.
Will this turn the tide of the battle?
Actually, I was just thinking. There's something I remember really vividly from the Battle Frontier in Emerald. I think it's the Battle Arena, Battle Tycoon. At least Tower Tycoon Palmer is the one that does this in his battle facility. Where it's sort of like a single elimination tournament knockout thing. But you always get a bit of information about the opponent's team. I think you always get to see what their Pokemon are.
before you fight them. Oh, rollout, that could be huge. Especially on Ho-Oh, which is 4 times super effective. Huge move on Damien's side. But besides seeing your opponents, which I guess would help you select which Pokemon you want to send in, because I was selecting 2 out of your 3. What I always liked, and it keeps being in my mind, is you can see the move with which a match was won. Any move in the bracket. So I think it starts with 16 players, or even 32, I think with 16. And something on the complete other end of your bracket, you could see what move it was won with. Oh, it's Tactical Palmer, so Battle. It's Tucker. Dome, it's Battle Dome. Dome Ace Tucker. Palmer is indeed Battle Tower, yeah, that mixed the name up. I think it's Tucker. Mostly pink outfit. But yeah, Tucker it was then. So, in that scenario, someone like Damien or Matt, who had Akko at the other end of the bracket, who wouldn't have been able to see that match, let's assume they wouldn't have been able to see it, they could see Akko won 1-0, winning move was Hydro Cannon. Might have not been the most important one, but it was the one that finished it off. So whether it's Hydro Cannon or Tackle or Explosion, they can see what move ended it. I wonder what that Battle Dome or whatever it's called would say when the final bit of damage is by poison or is by double-edged recoil, and the recoil is what wins someone the match. Another legendary transform. It actually resists the rollout now, so I think it's smart. I think that was very smart, otherwise it might have been KO'd. This time it makes a lot of sense. I forgot what I was saying about the Battle Dome.
It didn't do anything.
The final move that finishes the opponent off, if it's like toxic damage or double-edged recoil or sandstorm, not just a standard attack and that deals damage and that takes someone out. What would it say? Pressure is actually good ability here. No, it's not. Pressure doesn't do a thing. Because Metronome is the move that is used, and Metronome doesn't target anyone. Well, Metronome targets the user. So I'm like, Hydro Cannon or Rollout might go on the opponent, but you can't lower Rollout's power points. I totally missed that because I was talking. Doesn't work on ghosts.
The move failed.
Yeah, because the move selection has to target the Pokemon, and the move target is on yourself. Metronome is on yourself, and then a random target is chosen if it's a single target move, such as Hydro Cannon, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, Tackle. Let's see if Penguin can survive. Even with the resisted hits on the now fake Empoleon, they would still want to keep Rollout going because it'll be big damage. The Ho-Oh could have been gone. Damien's not happy with that transfer. Let's try attack on the Empoleon. Ooh, just survived it. Matt with really good moves though. Transforming into Empoleon to resist the rollout instead of being 4 times weak to it. Getting more attacks out in the process and then just continuously targeting the Empoleon. Very good strategies by Matt.
Survived the second hit and goes down.
Yep, let's drill back. Waterfall has a similar animation as well. It sort of floats towards you as if it's swimming towards you. Matt will not complain about that. Because that's a self-KO move.
But it left a parting gift.
It left a parting gift actually being an actual move. In Generation 6 and onwards. Matt does lead 4-2. The Group D winner isn't happy with that. I send out the wrong Pokemon first. No! I clicked the left button first, but for some reason the 2 and 1 are swapped. And this is major. Wait, actually... No, Kyogre's fast, so Rain would be set up first. This is bad. Now I'm affecting a match in a way that I shouldn't have. And I can't reverse this entire match and I'll restart it. The entire reason why Kyogre was there with Tyranitar so the Drizzle would undo the Sandstorm. And I guess if they're sent out at this... Actually, they were both sent out at the same time. So it wouldn't have mattered, it would have depended on their speed, so actually it doesn't matter. I should have sent out Tyranitar first and then Kyogre. So I'm happy it wasn't first send out something unless that Bronzong would have still survived at that point. Because then it would have affected the game by definitely having the Sandstorm out. But since they were both sent out at the same time, effectively, it was dependent on speed. I'm pretty sure the higher speed Pokemon gets their ability first, which is Drizzle. So Sandstorm for the rest of the match, which is going to damage Kyogre as well. This might actually be, if Tyranitar survives long, if Kyogre sets up an Ingrain, this might be really good. Reflect, that could be really good. There needs to be survival. Conversion on Twilight, interestingly. Normal type? Yeah, because Metronome's normal. You can actually hit it with Hyper Beam now. Or normal effect hit it with Poison Jab. Still a tank, but doesn't resist it. Still very little damage though. And that Rainbow, that Ho-Oh, still on the field. It would have been down after 2 moves of rollout. Potentially a third if it just survived the second one. And because it's an Empoleon now as well, it doesn't take damage from the Sandstorm. It's just Giratina and Kyogre. And the longer this match takes, the better probably for Matt. Because that means more damage taken by Kyogre from the Sandstorm, which gives more of an advantage to Matt, even if his 2 Pokemon would go down once it becomes a 2v2. Properly. Dragon Dance from Kyogre. Increased speed and increased attack, so it'll go first for sure. And if it can now actually use physical attacks, that do well. Like I wanted to say use Waterfall, but Waterfall is resisted by both others. Belly Drum from Giratina, that's huge. Half of its HP gone. But +6 attack stats, that means times 4 of normal. Heal block. Opponents can't heal. No rest, no Moonlight, no Ingrain, I don't think either. We did see an Ingrain earlier from, what was it, Bronzong, but that never got to do much. Hyper Fang, that's resisted.
But this is not a favorable matchup.
Also, the attack drop, remember, from Memento. Sure, Bronzong took itself out, but the attack and defense of that Ho-Oh, that fake Empoleon, are halved. The Giratina really needs to make use of that belly drum attack was quickly, because with that half of its maximum HP being gone, it's so much closer to being taken out by that Sandstorm. It is on a timer. Heal order. Kyogre can heal, and does heal, which is decent. Heals more than, heals like 2 or 3 turns worth of Sandstorm damage. Giratina gets a physical move, gets reversal after lowering its own health.
It's a direct hit.
It's less than I expected. After lowering its own health and taking down from Sandstorm, reversal after Belly Drum. Very good combo. Outrage. Normal effective because it's not a dragon anymore. So that's 2 or 3 turns of Outrage on Tyranitar and then Confusion, which could be bad. Pursuit, that's going to be even less damage than Hyper Fang. So Kyogre will move first. We'll probably want to take out Giratina, because otherwise Giratina can get a really big hit in with its physical moves. Then again, if Giratina doesn't use a big physical move, they might want to both target Empoleon to make sure that's taken out, because Giratina will likely be taken out at the end of the turn through Sandstorm. I think it'll just be taken out by it. I didn't do the calculation. Kyogre though with increased speed, increased physical attack, Will-O-Wisp on Empoleon. I thought based on its angle it would have gone for Giratina, but I didn't look for it. Maybe the camera angle suggested it differently. But it's on Empoleon, that's good. Even more attack, but less lowered attack power. Tackle, yeah, I can't do that. Doesn't work on Ghost Joke if it misses. Outrage. Giratina was unable to make more use of its physical attack. Did make good use of it with reversal especially. So that's a nice move from Giratina. Still, Matt with some really nice combos. Transform into a Pokemon that just use rollout against you to resist it. Hitting into, ooh, U-turn. That actually is super effective. And that, I think, undoes the transform as well. So Ho-Oh will be back. I think it undoes the transform. Here comes Splash. I feel like I've started 3 sentences in the past minute, I've not ended 2. Here comes Sandstorm. I did send out Suicune correctly, because that was the next one to be sent out. Now comes the one that's on number 1. And then Rainbow, the fake Empoleon, which I'm pretty sure is Ho-Oh again once it comes out, will be next. 3-2 still lead for Matt, but Damien has had some good turns. Kyogre is pretty low health after that reversal, but it is still at increased speed and physical attack. And Tyranitar is just in a very good state, taking a resisted Hyper Fang in pursuit from an already half attack fake Empoleon. And then U-turn, even though it was super effective, was from an even more weakened fake Empoleon because of the burn. And that burn will stay on Ho-Oh. Even though it normally doesn't get burned, it was already burned when it was an Empoleon, so that'll stay when it comes back in, so that'll be useful, halving Ho-Oh's power. Frustration, there it is! And with Dragon Dance boost, you know, against the defense Deoxys, one of the most defensive Pokemon in the game, pretty good damage. Rock Throw doesn't have that great attack stats, so Rock Throw doesn't do much. Where will the targets go? Full health, full PP, full everything. There. Ooh, that could be huge. That could go both ways. Confused, so can hit themselves. And there comes the third turn of Outrage for Sandy, so both Kyogre and Tyranitar will be confused during the following turn. Reflect is gone also. That also lowered the 3 attacks that the fake Empoleon did on Tyranitar. Ocean King. So Ocean King needs to heal. If it hits itself once, it's dead. It's 2v1 scenario with a Pokemon in the back for Matt.
Tyranitar got so tired that it's now confused.
Ocean King has a +3 attack stat. The Confusion hit is a 40 power typeless physical move against yourself. So with really high attack stat or really low defense stat, including stat changes, you take more damage. So at base, something like a Rampardos with really high attack but really low defense, or pretty frail defense anyway, would take a lot more damage after being hit by a Confusion than a Deoxys defense or an Umbreon. If it doesn't hit itself in Confusion though, it has a 2.5 times physical attack stat. Now sure, there's also special moves and status moves you could call, but if it brings out a physical move, it can deal big damage. But let's see what Kyogre does. The first one doesn't hit itself in Confusion. That if it would have done that, Damien might have lost it right there. Poison Sting, +3 attack and physical, a bit more damage, but it doesn't make that much of a difference here. It does Poison Splash though. 1/8 of Splash's max HP, taken from it every turn. Sandstorm is permanent as well, so that adds to it. Poison Tail, bit of damage. As long as it doesn't get poisoned, it'll survive the turn. So if it doesn't get hit by Suicune, at least. Sandstorm won't take it out. Dig. Sandy with a try. Does hit itself, but at least it doesn't have 3 attack boosts when it hits itself. Sandstorm rages. That's going to take out Kyogre next turn, so Kyogre has one more turn.
Suicune suffers from poison.
Suicune gets hit by poison as well. And with Sandstorm added, 3/16 of Suicune's HP lost every turn. ET will still take that 1/16. And Tyranitar is still a good health. Obviously, Damien wants Kyogre to hit here. To hit an opponent, preferably with a physical move, preferably with a strong physical move. If that doesn't work, he'd still prefer Kyogre to not take itself out. Because if it takes itself out, then that ensures that Suicune and Deoxys target Tyranitar. Well, otherwise they could still target Kyogre and waste their turn. Mind Reader, yeah, that's a useless move. But it's better than Kyogre taking itself out, because now there's a chance that Deoxys, and potentially later Suicune, depending on what Deoxys does, target Kyogre when it's going down anyway. Which happens right here. This is very good for Damien. It's not great, but it's there. Okay. Dig went for Tyranitar anyway, and it was a crit. But the potential was there that would have gone for Kyogre. And if Kyogre would have taken itself out, then that fake Tears would have been on Tyranitar, halving its special defense. Pretty good hit. But it is a very low health now. And here comes that 2v1 scenario with the Pokemon in the back. I think it's like around a half HP Ho-Oh. That is burned, so at half the attack, and will take 1/8 of its health every turn. And Sandstorm to that will take 3/16 of its health as damage every turn. Suicune, I think, will go down next turn, so Tyranitar wants to target ET. If Suicune and Deoxys don't damage Tyranitar, and Tyranitar damages Deoxys, that's a 1v1 against the burned Ho-Oh. But any decent move from Suicune or Deoxys can finish it. Remember, plus 50% special defense boost for Tyranitar because the Sandstorm is active. This could be the end of this quarterfinal match. Any move could do it here. Sacred Fire! But that's resisted, also it's physical. Oh, burned though! This 1/8 of its health every turn and half the attack. It needs rest. And Suicune uses recover. The Suicune actually survives the turn as well. It would have been KO'd otherwise. And to add salt to the wound, damage itself as well. I think that's it. It needed rest that turn. That was a very good move from Matt. The Sacred Fire didn't do much, but the burn was important because it'll do things here. Recover for Suicune to make sure it survives the poison and Sandstorm damage combination. The winner of Group A won. The winner of Group D did not. Damien loses. Matt advances to the semi-finals, which with it turns out a 3-0 win over Damien. That was a fun match again, about the same length, 1.5 minutes longer, 31 minutes 34 seconds. Unfortunately, Damien has been taken out. Matt and Matt's legendaries do move on to the next round.